If your phone's battery is getting weak and you would like it to last longer, this video shows you how to replace it. A new battery also helps if your phone keeps crashing or is always getting slower. The repair is not very difficult because the display is not glued. However, the battery is glued a little bit. You should plan about 30 to 60 minutes for this repair. We recommend the following tools: a Phillips and a Pentalobe screwdriver, a plastic spudger, a plastic pig, a steel spatula, ESD tweezers, and a suction cup. A heat gun or a hairdryer helps you remove glued parts. We recommend a flexible plastic tool, such as the iPlastics, to remove the battery. At our store, you'll find the required spare part, together with the most important tools, and our iDoc magnetic pad as one repair kit. You can find the links in the info box below. On our website, idoc.eu, you can find this guide with detailed photos and videos for each step. Before the repair, do a full data backup and make sure your workplace is clean and well lit. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below. And now, enjoy this fix. Turn off the device first to prevent short circuits. Press and hold the power button until the power off icon appears. Tap again to shut off the device. Then remove the SIM holder. Slide a SIM tool into the small hole and pull out the holder. Now remove the rear case screws to the right and left of the USB port. Huawei is using Apple Pentalobe screws. You will need a Pentalobe P10 screwdriver. You could strip the screw heads if you use another screwdriver. Remove the rear case now. Attach a suction cup on the display above the home button. Pull on the suction cup and use a pick to pry open a small gap between case and display. The display is not glued, but snap fitted on the long edges. It has positioning tabs on the top edge. Gently twist the pick to pry off the display. Once the display is released all around, fold it open. Attention! The display is still connected with a thin flex cable for the standby and volume buttons. Disconnect this cable from the mainboard with a plastic tool. Disconnect the battery to prevent short circuits. Remove the bracket over the battery connector. The cover has a screw on one side and a tab on the other. Unplug the connector with a plastic tool. Now remove the bracket on the USB board, which is on the lower end of the device. Remove the Phillips screws. The screws in the Huawei P10 are all the same length, so you can't mix them up. Then use tweezers to remove the bracket. Disconnect the underlying connector. Now unscrew the mainboard. One of the screws has a white moisture indicator on top, which you can keep for later. Then disconnect the large connector from the mainboard and take out the cable. Disconnect the upper end of the small antenna cable with a twist of the tweezers. Be careful not to damage the socket on the mainboard. Then remove the bracket and separate the underlying connector. Now you can carefully pry out the mainboard with a flat tool. Remove the battery next. The battery is glued to the case with two adhesive strips. One of the adhesive strips can be pulled out. Unstick its pull tab and slowly pull to remove the strip. Pull out the strip very flatly so it doesn't rip. Now you can slide in a flat tool like the iPlastics from the released side of the battery. You can find links to all tools in the info box below. Be careful not to bend the battery or scratch the case. Gradually slide the tool underneath the battery and don't pry too hard. If the glue is too strong, you can use hot air to release it. Never heat the battery directly though. Turn the device over and heat the display side. Before the installation, remove all the protective films. Place the new battery right in the middle of the adhesive surface. Make sure there's enough space on all sides and don't get any cables stuck underneath. Now press down the battery to make it stick. Put the mainboard back in the device and press it in. Be careful not to get any cables stuck underneath. Check if the cameras are sitting properly. Then attach the large connector to the mainboard. Put on the bracket and make sure the tab on the other side engages. Position the antenna connector over its socket and press it in. Then place the flex cable over the battery and connect it. The arrow has to point upwards. Now fasten the mainboard with the Phillips screws. If possible, put the moisture indicator back on the bracket screw. Then plug the flex cable with the arrow to the mainboard and to the USB board. Insert the USB board bracket and make sure it engages at the top and bottom, then fasten it. Connect the battery to the mainboard. Engage the one side of the bracket first and then screw in the other. Put the rear case next to the display and connect the flex cable to the mainboard. Then fold the display into the rear case and slide in the tabs on the top edge. Snap fit the display into the case now. Fasten the two Pentalobe screws next to the USB port. And finally, insert the SIM tray. That was our fix, and I hope you enjoyed it. You can find tools and spare parts on our website. If you have any questions or suggestions, just leave them in the comment box. We are always happy to help you out. If you found this guide helpful, subscribe and give us a thumbs up. And if any of your friends broke their phone, tell them about iDoc. We have repair guides for all common models. See you next time.